Are you finding it difficult to shortlist a course or a college, university, wherever you want to go on your own? If you are in that scenario, don't worry, because by the end of this video, not only will you be able to answer these questions, but the course and the university that you choose will also enable that you get a job in your own field really quickly, and the ROI is worth it. And in case if you're switching your field, pursuing a different course than your undergrad for your master's or postgrad diploma, how to avoid that visa rejection. Welcome to Bani Abroad. If you're watching this channel for the first time, then I make content on studying and settling abroad, which will give you an edge. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit it right now. If you want to schedule a one-on-one strategy session with me, that's possible now. You can book that through the Calendly link down in the description box. Also, I know that this is the application season going on. If you're stuck with your application, whether it's your resume, SOP, LORs, and the interview process, if you need help with that, you can avail my consulting service through Collegiado. Again, the link is down in the description box. So I'm going to break this video into two parts. The first one would be how to shortlist your college or university. What are the three main factors that you should take into consideration? And once we are done with that, I'll move on to how to shortlist a course which will enable you to land a job quickly and also to get a good salary after that. So to shortlist your university or college, the number one factor that you should take into consideration, that's a no-brainer, that is to check whether your institution is in the DLI list or not. DLI is Designated Learning Institution, and only if your institution is in this list will you be eligible for that post-grad work permit. Now let's talk about the second factor, which is location. Now if you're considering moving to Canada, of course you have to pinpoint a province where you would want to study and eventually settle. This would depend on different factors. One factor can be the industry that you want to be in, which province is best suited for that. For example, if you are into oil and mining, then Alberta would be the best province for you. If you are into software development, then Vancouver, Ontario, or Quebec, these would be the best ones suited for you. If you want to go into journalism, then bigger cities would be suited for you, and you can choose Ontario in that case. So let's talk about the third factor. This question has been asked by many people who are thinking of coming abroad. So let me just address this right away. How important is the reputation of university or a college when it comes to landing a job in Canada? Here, I wouldn't deny the fact that universities will definitely give you an edge when it comes to applying for jobs. If you're going for engineering and if you are in University of Waterloo or University of Toronto, then of course it will make a significant difference. The flip side, for any reason, if you can't go for these universities, maybe your percentage is less or you don't have the budget for these kind of universities, then if you decide to go to another university which is more affordable, or even to a college for a PG diploma or postgrad certificate, that's not the end of the world. In India, your salary and the company that you will go into is predominantly decided by the university that you are in, but that's not the case in Canada, because here the campus placements don't work like they do in India. Here you have to apply on your own, network with people, so that's a new concept which is not that applicable in India when it comes to especially fresh graduates. So the benefit that you can take despite being from college or a university which is not among the top ones is that you can work on building your skills, you can network efficiently, and then you can plug the difference and get a salary or a company which you would have gotten if you graduated from maybe that university. So it's your hard work that counts, and of course the people skills, because networking here is really important. Now that we are done with how to choose a college or university, let's move on to how to find a course which will ensure that you don't keep working part-time and you do get a good job even though if you are graduating from a college diploma. And yes, I will also be talking about switching your field and how you can avoid getting visa rejection on the grounds that your course is not aligned with your background. So I'm going to break this into 4 subsections. Let's talk about the first consideration. So that of course should be the duration of the program. Now, if your CRS point is just below the cutoff for the province that you're aiming, then even a 1-year PG diploma might be fine for you. Just make sure that you check with an immigration consultant or keep track of the cutoff and evaluate what your CRS score would look like after pursuing that program. For those people who don't want to take any risk, a 2-year program or a 1+1 program would be ideal for you, especially if you're coming coming for a PG diploma or a grad certificate. If you are coming for a master's, I had no work ex. I came here on a 1-year master's. I already have my PR. That's a different story. I have talked about it in one of my other videos. You can check that here. These days, a lot of professional master's degrees, they are of just 1 year. So you forsaking that degree just because of the duration and going for something which you were not interested in or is not your first preference, don't commit that mistake, because it's really possible to get PR after a 1-year degree. You can watch this video to know what are the risks. You can then evaluate what is your risk tolerance and would it be sound if you go for a 1-year master's degree. Now the second factor is really important when it comes to saving for your tuition fee. Then you can make sure that the program that you are applying for has a provision for a break semester. So for example, your degree is of 2 years and you have 2 semesters, then there's a break semester of 4 months, then there are 2 other semesters. So how it will enable you to save up for your tuition fee is that you can work full time in that break semester. So even if you are working at minimum wage, you can earn $2,000 per month. That translates to $8,000 for the entire break semester. Then you can pay your tuition fee at least that amount. So that's a good strategy for those people who want to earn money to save for their tuition fee. Now let's talk about the third factor, which is whether not to take a course which entails co-op. I have my script ready for this video, the harsh reality of co-ops, because I've gotten to know a lot of things which are happening in colleges which should not be happening. So probably the next video would be on that. You can stay tuned, you can subscribe to this channel, you'll get a notification. I'll quickly tell you in short. So for universities, yes, the co-op options are really great. You get Canadian work ex and sometimes that job gets converted into a full-time position. For colleges, I will talk in a separate video because there's a lot to discuss. Now coming to the most important point, the fourth point, which will make sure that you are not stuck in those part-time jobs even after you have graduated. I know a lot of people will say go blindly after your interest, but I'm going to take a different opinion here. So make sure that the course that you are going for has a market demand in Canada, because only then would it be fruitful. Otherwise, yes, you might be really happy when you are pursuing that program, but when after that, if you're broke, there's no scope of that, your life is not going to be rosy. So make sure that just for the sake of going for an easy course or something which just appeals to you, you don't go in that direction. Instead, do a thorough research on what are the top jobs available in Canada. Can give you just an example so that you understand this concept better. For example, if you go just for a basic or a generic course, global business management, so the job opportunities if you do this course as opposed to probably if you go into business analytics or supply chain management, then your salary as well as the roles would be less than compared to those technical courses which I just mentioned. So make sure that you do this research, and it's always preferable to go for a technical one, because then you would already have those skills which are required in the job, and getting a job would be easier than getting a generic one. One more example just to help you out here. So if you're from a business background, then probably you would have evaluated if you're interested in accounting, finance, or maybe some other thing, or maybe you're not at all interested in business. You liked finance or accounting. You can do a specialization in this particular field. Now let's head on to the last section, which is about the visa rejection. I know a lot of people don't take up a course which they are interested in, plus that has demand in Canada, just solely of the fact because they are scared that their visa might get rejected. What you can do to avoid that? One example, I pursued my engineering in India and then I came to Canada to pursue my Master of Management from Schulich School of Business, and as you can see, I'm here. Let me tell you what are the components that you should take care of. One is that the course that you are doing, make sure that you justify why it would help you in your career and how it aligns with your background. For example, I did engineering. I said that I do have the technical skill set, but the business skills, those are still missing, and if I supplement my engineering degree with a master's business degree, then I would get these jobs and I would get a higher salary as opposed to just having my bachelor's degree. And make sure that you mention the target salary, the target companies, so that the visa officer knows that you have done your research. As long as you are able to justify it properly, you shouldn't be worried about the visa rejection. So I hope now you can independently do your research on how to shortlist a college or a university and the course that will enable you to get a good job and a good wage as well in Canada. So if you did like this video, make sure that you press that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to press that bell icon. Until my next video, take care and stay happy. Bye.